the INFJ compatibility. You're the most unique personality type, so you want to know who you match with. Of course you'd ask that question. As somebody who's been studying this for a few years now, I'm going to tell you, any relationship can work if you put in the work. But there are some relationships that rub in obvious ways that you should probably avoid, especially as the protective INFJ. You are the guardian of authenticity. That's what I say on my YouTube channel. There's a lot more information over there about that. But I'll tell you this, you look for and appreciate authenticity more than anything else. So with that as your filter, now you have to look into this scary world, find out who is going to not only believe in you, somebody that you can believe in and be listened to. That's right, you're known as the advocate for a reason. And that means you have the ability to see other people's futures more than your own. Secondary function is FE, which is extroverted feeling, not FI, which is why you kind of gravitate toward the INFP. The selfish FI function is the opposite to your FE parent. You want to be a parent. Does not make it a romantic relationship, but it can be. So there's your INFP. Now let's move on to the powerful ENTJ. They have FI and their aspirational function. I'm gonna help their FI. Now we're talking about where FE is gravitating towards somebody's FI. So in my opinion, again, we talk about this over on YouTube, the FE parent function wants to parent, which makes you FI critical, which is the sixth function. So now that is something that you are looking for. So the ENTJs may be powerful and big, but if they are authentic, they are attractive to you. A lot of ENTJs struggle with that. Actually, their fourth function. What is your ultimate parallel pair? Let's just skip to the juicy stuff, right? Well, there's something called a parallel pair, and some people call it a golden pair, but I don't do the whole bronze, silver, and gold crap. I like to look at it objectively, because you never know who has an overdeveloped or an underdeveloped function, which is why I say if ENTJs can be authentic, utilizing their FI, then they could be a match for you. That does not mean by personality that somebody is the perfect match for you. Who's your parallel pair? That would be the ENFP. You just flip the outside letters, but keep the two functional letters in the middle. They're both a feeler, just like you, but FI parent. So now they give you their shoulds. You give them your guidance and vision. Because they're scattered, you can be that guide. It's basically bowling with bunkers. You guys work parallel. It doesn't have any kind of rub. In my opinion, the parallel pairs are the most natural match. But what about me as an INFJ and I'm interested in somebody else? I'll tell you one to avoid. That would be the ESTJ. Obvious no. Frick no, sorry. If you are in one with an ESTJ, I would say better look out. But I've also seen it work, because if an INFJ relinquishes control, then the ESTJ grabs that, and you can have what's called a controlling relationship. And some INFJs may need that because of the T word. We don't want to trauma brag, but you know what? That's where it's scary for an INFJ to step up. Sorry if this is getting long. I love my INFJ friends and loved ones, and I want to tell you what's what. You're going to see a lot of crap out there. You're going to see a lot of opinions of what this is and what that's not. Anyway, let's jump back to it. Then you have what's called your subconscious pair. This is what you are deep down. You guys are great at working together, accomplishing tasks. Can you guess what it is? The ESTP. INFJs gravitate towards the rebellious ESTP because they do all the things that the INFJ are afraid of. If you're a true INFJ, that is. You can't just test yourself in some sort of test and say, you know what, I'm super depressed, and all of a sudden I keep getting INFJ. That's not true. In fact, that's insulting to the true INFJs because they're not necessarily emo. The INFJs are the happy, sad people, as I say, which is why subconsciously they gravitate towards something completely opposite. Rebellion. The ESTPs function in society as rule breakers. They push the boundaries, which is what our society needs. ESFP, like myself, probably not. You're attracted to our sporadic and functional nature within entertainment. If you're an INFJ in the arts, you probably like an ESFP for that function. I have an INFJ friend who wants me to be a lead singer for his production, and we work well together, I guess, if you want to look at it that way, as long as he's able to finish, which INFJs struggle with. INFJs are TE blind, which means they may or may not execute to its fullest potential. It's hard for an INFJ, but that's where the other domineering personalities can kind of come in and help. And you might be attracted to that. Remember, an ESFP is a flaky personality. In long term, I do not believe the ESFP and the INFJ will work well together, being one myself. Doesn't mean you can't make anything work, but let's move on. So we talked about straight down as your parallel pair, ENFP. Your subconscious is your ESTP. And now let's look at your Archangel pair. The weird, random, if it does work, it's phenomenal. And if it doesn't, look out. Now you just flip the inner letters. ISTJ. Remember, you're INFJ. But if you're the kind of person that seeks for an Archangel pair, and like the ESTJ, you want that controlling nature of an ISTJ. This would be a quiet, fierce pair. Probably a highly productive pair. Structured, routine, organized. And if you're an INFJ that seeks for that kind of comfort, the ISTJ is your best match, even if you have an amiable ISTJ. Now we're talking about subtypes, getting too advanced. Check out my YouTube again for other stuff like that. Anyway, those are your four in your super buddies quadrant. Your parallel pair, the one you function with, you can live parallel, the ENFP. Your subconscious, which is the ESTP, your rebellious side, a great working pair. ESTP will bring you all kinds of ideas, and you can gather the information and make that happen for the ESTP. Or you desire some sort of Archangel pair, ISTJ, a controlling type of nature, organized and so forth. Now I'm repeating myself. In my opinion, you have this quadrant, but any relationship can work. Remember, as an INFJ, you are seeking to parent Another feeler, preferably a feeler because you want to connect. Authenticity is your personality. And if you don't feel authentic with any of these personalities, well, where is their FI? Introverted feeling. That is how the INFJ matches. So glad I made this video. I'm so sick of all the crap out there. You are welcome. I love you. Thanks for following. Any other questions, let me know. Eric Osman out.